Your banks is getting rich off your fear. You are keeping thousands of dollars sitting in a checking account earning nothing because it feels safe. But it's not a safety net. That is a surrender. Your bank takes that stagnant cash, deploy it into the market, and keep the profits while handing you pennies. You are funding their wealth while your money rots from inflation. Stop hoarding money like dead weight and start deploying it. By the end of this video, you will have the capital deployment protocol. You will build a mechanical, automated system that moves your excess cash into asset without you having to think about it, time it, or rely on the motivation. Your money will stop sitting in the barracks and start capturing territory. For the longest time, I thought having a big number in my checking account meant I was doing well. I would check my balance, see a healthy number, and feel secure, safe, like I was winning. But in reality, I wasn't winning. I was standing still. And standing still with money is the same as going backward, because inflation doesn't stop just because you do. Every month, that cash sitting in my account was quietly losing purchasing power. I wasn't building anything. I wasn't growing. I was just holding and feeling good about it for no reason. The wake-up call for me came in two stages. First, in the military. As an executive officer deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, I was responsible for over $82 million in government property. In military logistics, there's a brutal, undeniable law. If your equipment sits idle, it degrades. Tire rots in the desert. Battery dies. Weapon seized up from the lack of use. $1 million of critical asset becoming worthless, not because they were damaged, but because they were unused. We never left our equipment sitting still. We deployed it to the front line where it could actually execute the mission. Idle assets were treated as a failure of leadership. Then, at Raytheon, managing $45 million in material sales, the financial reality was identical. We never sat on piles of cash. Cash sitting still was a liability. We deployed it immediately, securing raw materials, locking up subcontracts, gaining leverage over the competitors. And I realized my personal finance were the opposite. I was doing exactly what we never operate in the military or corporate world. I was letting my most valuable resource sit idle and calling it being responsible. And that's what I teach now. How to stop hoarding and start deploying. How to treat every dollar like a soldier with a mission. We are initiating the capital deployment protocol. This is not about picking trendy stocks or gambling on crypto. This is a cold, mechanical logistics system designed to automate your wealth creation. We are stripping emotion out of your finances and building a machine that works whether you're paying attention or not. Here are the three phases. Step 1, the liquidity perimeter. In the military, before you launch any offensive operation, you secure your perimeter first. You need a fortified base. But here's the critical distinction. Everything inside the perimeter keeps you alive. Everything sitting beyond the perimeter is dead inventory, wasted potential, soldiers going AWOL. And here lies the problem. The reason you hoard cash is because you don't know what enough actually means. You save endlessly out of a vague fear. Your brain say, keep more and checking just in case. Because you never define a hard number, you never feel secure enough to invest. You are paralyzed. You are sitting on $15,000 or $20,000 in a checking account earning zero interest, looking at the number and feeling safe. But mathematically, you are losing money every single day. Here's a tactic. Calculate your exact liquidity perimeter. Sit down and figure out your absolute baseline survival cost for 1 month. Here are some examples. rent, basic grocery, utilities, insurance, cheap transportation. No eating out, no subscription, no luxury. Just the bare minimum to keep a roof over your head and your body functioning. Got that number yet? Now multiply that number by 3. If your job is highly unstable or you are freelancing, multiply that number by 6. That final number is your liquidity perimeter, your emergency armor, your fortified base. Here's the action. Lock that exact amount in a high-yield saving account. Don't touch it. That is your perimeter. But here's the shift. Every single dollar sitting in your checking account above that number is classified as AWOL. AWOL means absent without leave. A soldier sitting in the dirt, refusing to fight, losing value by the day. Those AWOL dollars need to be identified and prepared for redeployment. That's where step 2 comes in. Step 2, the automated supply line. This is where most people fail. They calculate their perimeter. They know they should invest. They have every good intention of moving money into the market next month. But guess what? Next month never comes. Here lies the problem. You're trying to invest with leftovers. Here's what actually happened. You get paid on Friday. You open your banking apps, see the deposit, feel good. You go out with friends. Buy something you have been eyeing. Treat yourself because you have earned it. By Sunday night, you check what's left to invest, and magically, there's almost nothing. You tell yourself, you will invest next month. And next month, the same thing. You repeat this cycle for 10 years and waking up with nothing built. Why this happen? When you see a high balance in your checking account, your brain registers it as available spending power. You feel rich, so you spend accordingly. This is called lifestyle creep. And this is exactly why people make 6-figure still live paychecks to paycheck. You are trying to fund your future with the leftover of your present. That is a losing strategy every time. And here's the fix. Remove yourself from the equation entirely. Don't fight human nature. Automate it. And here's the tactic, the automated sweep. Log into your banking portal today. Set up an automatic transfer that transfers exactly 48 hours after your paycheck hits. Why 48 hours? Long enough for deposit to fully clear, but short enough to move the money before the weekend begins and the spending start. Every dollar above your baseline operating expense get automatically drafted out of your checking account and sent directly to your brokerage account. You don't think about it. You don't authorize it manually. You don't decide each month whatever to invest. It just happens. And what this does, you move money to the front line before you ever have the chance to spend it on things that don't matter. You force yourself to live on the remainder, which is your actual operating budget. The money you never see is money you never miss. And over time, those automated sweeps create a war chest that grows while you sleep. And that is how you build wealth on autopilot, not through discipline or motivation, but through systems. Step 3, forward deployment. Your AWOL dollars are now in a brokerage account. Great. But don't make the mistake of letting them sit in the settlement fund doing nothing. That's just moving your soldier from one barracks to another. You moved them, but you didn't deploy them. And guess what? They need a mission. And here's the concept. The dollars in your pocket is a depreciating piece of paper. It's not wealth. It is a tool for exchange. And every year it buys less. Why? Well, because housing costs go up. Food costs go up. Energy costs go up. If you hold cash, you are guaranteed to lose the war of attrition. Slowly, quietly, your purchasing power erodes. To survive, you actually build wealth. You have to own the things that are going up in price. You have to stop being a consumer and start being an owner. And here's what buying leverage actually means. When you buy a share of a broad market index fund, you are buying fractional ownership in the largest, most profitable companies on the planet. And when those companies innovate, sell products, generate profits, you get a cut. You are hitching your financial future to the engine of the global economy. You are not gambling. You are not day trading. You are acquiring terrain that pay you to hold it. And here's the options. Broad market index fund. This is the simplest, most reliable vehicle. Low cost, massive diversification. It is the backbone of any deployment strategy. 2. Real estate investment trust. Ownership and real estate without buying properties. It pays dividends. 3. Government bonds. Lower return but stable. Good for balancing risks. 4. Dividend paying value stocks. Companies that pay you consistently just for owning shares. Remember, you don't need to pick them all. Start with one. A simple total market index fund is more than enough to begin. And here's the action. Automate the deployment. Just like you automate your sweep, automate the purchase. Set your brokerage account to automatically buy your chosen index fund the moment cash arrives from your bank. No manual decision, no time in the market, no checking daily price fluctuations. You are not timing the market. Remember, you are not a day trader. You are a logistic commander establishing a permanent supply line. Here are the rules. Don't panic when the market drops. It will drop. That's normal. You are buying at a discount. Don't check your portfolio daily. That's how emotion creeps back in. Don't try to get clever. Consistency beats strategy over a 10 to 20 years horizon. And over time, 5, 10, 20 years, this mechanical consistency creates compound growth. Your deployed dollars start earning their own returns. Those returns get reinvested. The snowball builds. And you did it without motivation, without timing the market, without making a single emotional decision. The system did the work. Be honest with yourself right now. How much of your money is sitting in a basic checking account doing absolutely nothing? How many dollars are AWOL right now, losing value, funding your bank's profit instead of your own future? Here's the challenge. Tonight, I want you to do 3 things. 1. Calculate your liquidity perimeter, your bare minimum monthly survival cost. Multiply that by 3. That is your base. Everything above that is AWOL. 2. Set up the automated sweep. Log into your bank, schedule an automatic transfer to your brokerage account 48 hours after every payday. Remove yourself from the equation. 3. Pick your deployment vehicle. A single broad market index fund is enough to start. Set it to auto purchase and let the machine run. That's it. 3 action, 1 evening of setup, and a system that built well for the rest of your life without requiring your attention or your motivation. Stop letting your money sleep in the barracks. Deploy it. Put every dollar on a mission. Make your money work as hard as you do. Because right now, you are working for your money. The goal is to flip that. Build the system where your money works for you. I want to know who's deploying this. Comment deploy below if you are calculating your liquidity perimeter tonight and setting up the automated sweep. I want to see who's done letting their cash go AWOL. And if this reframe how you think about saving versus deploying, if you have been hoarding when you should have been building, hit that like and subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. We are building a community of people who treat their finance like a military operation, not as a piggy bank. And your support helped us reach someone else who have been losing to inflation right now without even knowing it. And there are a lot of us out there. And remember, stop hoarding and start deploying. Force strong and thrive on, my friends.